everybody, welcome to my stamp studio. My name is Sherry. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here a couple of times, welcome. And if you're here all the time, then thanks, because I really appreciate it. So I have a quick card for you today. It is part of my series, Is It a Valentine or No? So I'm trying to show you, now that we're so close to Valentine's, you probably don't have time to order anything unless you want to pay a lot in shipping and have it get to you. It'd be to you before Valentine's. I guess it depends on how long you're going to make it. And it also depends on when I post this video, because today is videoing day. So they're not all going to be posted in the next couple of days. So I'm just going to show you some things that you may already have, or things that you could kind of swap in and out to make Valentine, even though it doesn't. When you think back to Valentines we gave as kids, they didn't have hearts on them. They had characters and flowers and animals, so you can make a Valentine out of whatever. But before we get going on that, a couple of cards in case you've missed them. This is the fun fold. So it opens like this. Isn't that, it's fun, isn't it? This is my February card club. So if you are interested in stamping with me online via video and me sending you all the stuff, then go watch this video and learn all about my card club. So it's a little subscription service. I go into all the details in this video, but I'm in love with this card. It's beautiful. The paper, this whole suite this month is gorgeous. Then here is one of mine, Is It a Valentine or No cards. Let me do those first. I guess I have this one on here twice. I must really like it. So we'll just look at one. So here are two others in the series. Is it a Valentine or no? And then this one, I just love this card. So I thought I'd show it to you again in case you missed it. The other thing is it uses the folder that I'm using today, which is a free Saleabration item. So if you haven't picked up the Starstruck yet for free, you might take another look at that. I am going to use it, like I said, today. So today I'm using the Terrific Toadstool. So this is a punch bundle, and I'm going to give you tips on how to easily use this punch. You're going to be shocked. So if you're always trying to line stuff up and stamp it in the right spot and get it to go in, don't worry, you're not going to have to do it with this card. So this is in the mini like this. Then as part of Saleabration, you can get the paper. I think it's called Toadstool Garden paper for free. It's a super cute little paper. So here are two cards made with the Toadstool Garden paper, and I'm also going to use it today in a couple of different mushrooms, a couple of ways. See, it's kind of like a mushroom builder. I didn't make this card, my friend Tanya did, but you can see kind of back there. Then I'm also going to use some other Saleabration items, like I said, the Starstruck folder, the freezer ribbon, and these sequins. So those are all things you can get free. Here's the Toadstool Garden again, and when you take it away, or the Toadstool stamp set, when you take it away from the paper, you can make it whatever color you want. The paper kind of dictates the colors I'm using today, but once you're out of paper, or if you just want to do something else, this is actually the Delightful Wishes paper. I don't know if I can pull it up. So it's the one that has the forsythia on it. So it should be yellow, or it should be purple and orange if you just let the paper dictate how you design something, but you don't have to. So let's get going with today's card. Super easy. So I am going to do, this one's going to run through the folder, and this is the Starstruck, and I am going to show you the sandwich that you make, because I've had a couple of people get this and then they tell me it doesn't work. So it's not a 3D folder, and our 3D ones are the ones that are super thick, and you can tell. I mean, when you pick it up, it's obviously not a thick folder. So the sandwich that you need for this is a clear plate and a clear plate. Nothing else goes on. You don't need this. And you don't need your gray plate. If you're trying running it through with the gray plate, it's not thick enough. So this is the sandwich that you need, the two. And then it comes out all beautiful. Like this. There are things that you can stamp on top of it too. If you were in January Card Club, we stamped on top of that. So then I also have, now I don't know which order to do this in. I forgot that I did have dies. And I don't know how I forgot, because they go with something else. So I'm going to take, I just cut out little, well, I didn't cut scraps because we did this at my in-person camp. So I actually cut things to be this size. But it's a lot of the paper. And you can just pick whichever side you want. So you have a little selection of sides. And then I have these banners. So the banners are from the Wildflower Birthday, I think is what it's called, suite. I actually have a free online class right now. If you buy that suite, which is a super inexpensive suite, if you buy the suite from me, then you get a class and I'll mail you the stuff to do our projects together. So if you're interested in that, look below this video and it will give you the link if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, then you'll have to go to my website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and stack this one, because you can do 2 at once when you're doing designer series paper. Easy peasy, it'll cut 2. Sometimes it'll even cut 3 or 4. So if you're making a lot of something, it's a little bit of a time saver. This is how we cut stuff for my class. And then let's decide between these 2. I think I'll go with the cute little orange ladybug. And get a couple of mushrooms on that. So stick this on. I'm going to lose the acorn, which is kind of sad. And then let's go polka dots and another little ladybug. So these tiny little banners, this tiny one I think is for the stamp set. I don't have it sitting here with me. I do have a card. Here, let me show you. Because this, I haven't filmed it yet, but it will probably post before this card does. This is with the wildflower birthday. So here's the largest of the banner, and then the other ones can make banners that go with that. So this should be up by the time you're watching this. So let me cut these out. So I'm just going to leave these here until we need them, because it's very staticky in my house. See, they lift up with the plates. I can't wait for summer. I'm ready for the air conditioning to be on and not the heat that's drying up my skin and the ear and everything else. So we're going to start with this white card base. And then we're going to stamp. So I'm going to stamp the mushroom, and I'm going to take my punch. And here's what I probably do different. Now this only works if you're using photopolymer stamps, but I do it all the time with photopolymer because it's so much easier. So let's pop these out. This is a mushroom top. I'm not going to use it for a mushroom top. And then we have the stem. So I'm going to take my fresh freesia. And I'll do whatever stamp I pick up first. So this is my mushroom stem. I'm going to stamp it in fresh freesia, and these are clear stamps, you know, so you just stamp right over the top. Even with me not looking over the top, I think I hit it. So you don't have to worry about having a little aura, about wasting paper because you cut all of this when you just wanted that. And I have the little ladybug body, and I'm going to do her in freesia too, because in the paper she's in all different colors. And I'm going to do this as a little rock. So we get the big part of her. That's it for the freesia. And then I'm going to do my mushroom top. I'm going to use, I want it to be in 2 colors. So I'm going to do Melon Mambo and Pumpkin Pie. They're inspired from the paper, and they're inspired because they're bright and springy, and it's not very nice weather here today. It's very winter dreary. But the snow is finally starting to melt, but it's just warm enough now to melt snow and look dreary. So I'm going to take my Pumpkin Pie, and I am going to stamp or ink it up just over. See where this is like the cappy part? The under cap, I'm going to go just above it. Make sure you have a nice good coat. And then I'm going to grab my Melon Mambo and flip it around and get the top part. And then I'm just going to lightly tap in the middle so they kind of bleed, and so there's not a line. So there is our cap. Then I'm going to do an old trick from the 80s. I'm going to blow some hot air on it. And then stamp right over the top. And it's going to be magical. See? But because I'm not having to gauge 3 stamps in the one punch, it's going to be perfect. Look how pretty that is. Then one last thing to stamp, I guess 2 with the black pad. I'm going to take my largest banners. And this is a great card because you can use tons of scrap paper. Grab my black pad. Let's get our little, finish off our ladybug. This goes right on the top of her shell. And then I'm going to get the You Are Magical, because I think this would, it's kind of quintessential Valentine, right? Where Valentine's back in the day would say kind of silly things, but it could also, this would be a perfect birthday card for an 8-year-old girl or a 58-year-old woman. It's just fun. So we have the You Are Magical, and this is in the set. So now we just have to put it together. I'm going to show you how to do a big fluffy ribbon too. So if you don't know how to do those, make sure you don't stop watching now. Now this has gone through the folder, so if I put my adhesive on it, there's a good chance it's going to rip it up. So, oh, that's a cute side too. Why does Stampin' Up! Do this to us? I think I'll do it the way I did it. I was going to do it the other way so we could see 2 different ones. I put this one kind of close to the top. And then we'll do this one. This one goes the wrong direction. Although banners can go that way, right? But that one's easy and I've already stamped on it. And then just a little further down. And I'm going to make a little string of banners about right here, because my bow is going to go above it. Let's pull all these out and see, they cut through easily. So here's the 2 little ones. Sometimes when you do 2 things together, as my club members know, they stick together, especially if they're stitching. So you just have to pop them apart. So let's do... I'm going to do this one. This is different than my other one. And then my other big one is with the little tiny ladybug. I want her over there because the bow's going to be here and then she won't get covered up. What's wrong, baby? My cat's here. Can you hear her? She needs some attention. This one here. So I'm just making a little arrangement of them. And then I'm moving this one over from where it is on my other one. Because you kind of lost it on my other card. So this is that. Now I'm going to add my mushroom after I've put this ribbon on. So with your ribbon, this is the Saleabration ribbon. And this is how to get it to be floofy. I'm going to tie one bow, and a generous bow. So this time around, we're just tying a regular, plain old bow. You want it to end up right about here, so this is where I'm going to do my knot. And just tie a bow, and this ribbon ties so nicely, and it doesn't even matter. A lot of times when you know, I tell you to make sure everything's laying flat and it's all going the same direction, this ribbon doesn't even need that. However you do it, it will lay fine. I'm gonna make it pretty big, maybe that big, and then once you have it the size you want, pull it tight and cut these down. And here's the secret. I'm going to take another piece. This one doesn't have to be incredibly long, but don't make it too short. And then just lift it right under here. And tie your knot around that again. Try to get it right on the exact same spot that the other one is. And again, this ribbon's so easy to do it that it does it easily. And tie another bow. Then on my card that I have done, this is where I've stopped. I'm going to do it one more time, just so you can see how it looks. Now to do this kind of fluffy bow, it kind of depends on the ribbon. Some of them, if you do this many times, it's going to look like, there's too much string there. But the way this ribbon lies, it is really pretty. So this is the third bow. So it's not like you have to go to a department store, to the gift wrap department, and learn how to tie these bows, because we're doing a little bit of a fake off here. And because I've got 3, I can do this one a little bit smaller, and it'll be in the center here. And I'm just going to make sure I pull this one tight once I have it how I want it. And that'll secure it all together. And I kind of play with it. This is a little long, but I kind of like the long. Isn't that fun? And so super easy. And because this ribbon is lightweight and because it's already crushed, when you put it in the envelope, it's not going to feel like there's a giant bow. Some of our ribbons, if you do this to it, the card would have tons of bulk at the top. That's not going to happen on this one. And then again, remember we have the folder. So I'm going to put my, what's wrong, babes? I'm sure she's like, can my mommy not hear me talking to her? Let's get our little rock on here. And then our mushroom. Because I moved to that now, this is kind of in the way. So I'm going to move this again. Maybe that's why it was where it was. It's been a few days since I made this card. So we're going to put this up here. That's why I never press hard on anything until I know it is, where I want it to be. You can see why it gets lost between the ribbon and the patterns. This one I'm going to have to press harder because I've ripped off some of the adhesive. I'm going to make it go down a little farther though, because the bow's going to cover up the fact that it doesn't go right to the, maybe. I stuck it on there crooked now. Mercy. There we go. And then for this, my other one, I glued it. This one, I'm just going to do this. And see, the bow's all going to fall over here. And once it kind of gets pressed with an envelope and stuff, it will kind of stay here. Then 2 more things. I'm going to grab Wink of Stella. And first I'm just going to put it on the tip, and I'm going to go through those white dots, and it colors them in a little bit. And then on this, I'm not going to do the white. I'm just going to give it a little brush. It does look better with a dimensional, so use the dimensional. I'll show you on my other card. And then these are also free Saleabration items. It's the purple sequins. It's an easy name to remember because if you look at them, they are purple sequins. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run an odd number. So here we're at 7. And I think I'll stop there. Aren't they pretty? So here's this one. Nope. I'm going to add some more because on my other one I have them on my little rock. So we'll do 2 more to keep an even number. There we go. My rock looked empty. So now that my card is done, you can go back and you can, when you do a giant card like this, you can kind of pull on these if you want. See, if you want any of them to be smaller, just pull. And then you can kind of adjust it. And now since I've made those tiny bit smaller, make sure none of them got too small. Nope. Trim these off again because we've lost some of the design underneath. If you move all of your labels down, it was fine on my other one because it was one bow less. There we go. Here's the other one. So this is the same bow, it just has one time less. So you could even, if you want a giant bow, you can give it one time more. See, it looks better when it's popped up. I'm going to pull that off before I take the picture and pop it back up. So remember, you have till the end of February to get the free celebration items. If you have any questions, go to my website, and I'll catch you back here later. Bye.